Are DEI policies at the FAA to blame?
I put my head in my hands, Pam, when the president said that. This is something that has been pushed by the far right for a few months now, that DEI policies are to blame in a degradation of safety in aviation in the United States. But frankly, the president is getting out ahead of his skis here.
Now, the rest of the story.
Oh man, I knew we wouldn't get rid of Jim Acosta that easily. It reminds me of when I was a kid and my babysitter at the time had this dog that I just hated because it would chase me around and bark at me. I'd always dream of the day when that dog would die. And then one day it did. But guess what? They just got another dog that was even worse. It's a similar situation with Jim Acosta. They got rid of him, but now they've replaced him with someone who's even worse. We're going to get right into that, but first, just give me a quick moment to tell you about this free coin offer from this episode's sponsor, Noble Gold. As we step into 2025, one thing is clear. De-dollarization is not stopping. It's accelerating. China and other BRICS nations are scared of Trump, and it's making them more determined to reduce their dependence on the US dollar and establish themselves as global economic superpowers. Their secret weapon? Gold. In fact, China resumed buying gold. And you know what's even more telling? They underreport their buy. Doesn't it make you wonder why? They recognize its global value and its ability to withstand economic shocks. I mean, it's gold. Gold is a global asset with innate value. It's tangible, reliable, and immune to economic manipulation. China and other BRICS nations want to be prepared. They just don't want it to be known. But this isn't just about nations. It's about you. In a world of shifting economic power, gold is your personal hedge against uncertainty. Noble Gold Investments can help you secure your financial future with gold. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com today to learn more. And with a qualified account, receive 10 1-ounce silver American coins. That's noblegoldinvestments.com.
Are DEI policies at the FAA to blame?
I put my head in my hands, Pam, when the president said that. This is something that has been pushed by the far right for a few months now, that DEI policies are to blame in a degradation of safety in aviation in the United States. But frankly, the president is getting out ahead of his skis here. What he has said is not only unprofessional, unpresidential, inconsiderate of the status of this investigation, but frankly, it is just unhinged. That he could even say with any sort of certainty that diversity, equity, and inclusion policies had any part to play in this accident.
Would I lie?
And he is saying with a lot of certainty that the blame is on DEI, and the blame is in some ways on air traffic control and air traffic controller hiring. I have to feel for the air traffic controllers in the tower at Reagan National Airport who had to essentially sit there helplessly and make the call to first responders to say we have a serious aircraft crash at 8:48 last night.
Excuse me, but isn't that exactly what they're supposed to prevent? Have you noticed that public officials are always above criticism when it's Donald Trump or Republicans criticizing them? And for its part, CNN didn't waste any time blaming Donald Trump for this tragedy, but I'm sure that's completely different.
The big bottom line here is that there are so many vacancies in the federal government when it comes to aviation safety. There is no administrator of the FAA right now. President Trump has not put somebody forth for that. There is no administrator of the Transportation Security Administration. The Trump administration needs to put somebody forth for that as well.
So I think, for many, many reasons, this is very different.
The thing is, we do know for a fact that the FAA has been bizarrely focused on skin color going back a decade.
I'm Brad Mims, Deputy Administrator at the Federal Aviation Administration. We are looking for the best and brightest to join us as air traffic controllers. We need a diverse group of air traffic controllers to bring distinct perspectives to handle the ever-changing aerospace landscape. I'm calling on students and alumni from HBCUs, Hispanic serving institutions, and tribal colleges to apply now to become air traffic controllers. I don't want anyone interested to miss out on this amazing career opportunity. Make sure you complete your full application during our application window. The short application window ends on May 8th. We need a diverse, next-generation air traffic workforce with people from all backgrounds. So apply now.
What the hell does skin color have to do with air traffic control? Let me know what you think in the comments. Remember back when Joe Biden's pick to lead the FAA was going through confirmation hearings and couldn't answer a single question about aviation?
Mr. Washington, can you quickly tell me what airspace requires an ADS-B transponder?
Not sure I can answer that question right now.
That's okay. We'll just keep going. So that's a pretty important part. So what are the 6 types of special use airspace that protect this national security that appear on FAA charts?
Sorry, Senator, I cannot answer that question.
Okay, so what are the operational limitations of a pilot flying under basic med?
Senator, I'm not a pilot, so...
But obviously you'd oversee the Federal Aviation Administration. So any idea what those restrictions are under basic med, quickly?
Well, some of the restrictions I think would be high blood pressure. Some of them would be...
It's more like how many passengers per airplane, how many pounds in different categories, and what altitude you can fly under. So, and then amount of knots. It's under 250 knots. So it's not having anything to do with blood pressure. So can you tell me what causes an aircraft to spin or to stall?
Again, Senator, I'm not a pilot.
Okay, let's keep going. What are the 3 aircraft certifications the FAA requires as part of the manufacturing process? Quickly, please. 3 aircraft certifications.
Again, what I would say to that is that one of my first priorities would be to fully implement that Certification Act and report
You know
back
the 3
to this
types,
committee.
Mr. Washington? The 3
No.
types? Okay. Yeah, that's type certificate, production certificate, and airworthiness certificate. Okay, all right. Let's just keep going, see if we can get lucky here. So can you tell me what the minimum separation distance is for landing and departing airliners during the daytime, Mr. Washington?
I don't want to guess on that, Senator.
Are you familiar with the difference between Part 107 and Part 44809 when it comes to unmanned aerial standards? Unmanned like drones. Are you familiar with the difference?
Yes.
Okay. You know the difference between those 2, Part 44809 and Part 107? Do you know the difference there?
No, I cannot.
That's okay.
Been left in ruins.
Just to establish a fact-based timeline on this, back in 2013, Obama's FAA did adopt DEI over skill-based hiring. In 2015, Obama's FAA was sued for racial discrimination. In 2016, Trump ended DEI at the FAA. Then in 2021, Biden reinstated it.
What an asshole.
In 2024, Biden's FAA sued so that they could racially discriminate against white people. So did DEI play a part in this? Well, I don't know for sure, but I do know that the FAA was strangely focused on skin color instead of getting the best people for air traffic control. After a decade of this insanity, how much damage do you think has been done? Let me know in the comments. Might as well hit that like button and subscribe. I do post on a regular basis, so make sure to keep checking back for more. Thanks a lot.